Hi folks, Padre Phil again. Well, it looks as if this strange period of life is drawing slowly to an end. The rules in lockdown have relaxed enough that we can meet up with our loved ones again, albeit at a safe distance. In the last few days, my in-laws came to visit us. Yes, the in-laws. Most people welcome being socially distanced from their in-laws. Mine are great though. And it's been a very difficult time for them, not seeing their grandchildren and the rest of the family, not seeing anyone really for such a long period of time. The in-law visit got me thinking of how difficult it is to deal with change. For weeks and weeks, we've all been separated from one another, unable to meet. We've got into a routine of not meeting, and suddenly that routine is being broken, and we have to welcome these relative strangers. See what I did there? These relatives who are strangers, back into our lives again. Any change is difficult. Any break in an established routine is hard. And as the world gets back to wherever it needs to be, there will be many changes that we will all have to make. We now live in a world of uncertainty. What happens next? Life is bound to change after this. How will we live? How will we cope? How will we socialize? How will things happen? These are uncertain times where the things we once considered certain are no longer certain at all. Hebrews chapter 11 says that faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. These are strong words, sure and certain. What is sure and certain? Faith is sure and certain. That's a strange one, isn't it? The very thing that people might consider to be unsure is sure and certain. You can't see faith. You can't touch faith. Faith is not physical, it's spiritual. Yet it's sure and certain. I'm reminded of the story of 3 people taking a plane journey. They were all going to the same place, so they all took the same flight. The first person was elderly and had never been on a plane in her life. She was very anxious. She sat down, fastened her seatbelt, and closed her eyes. That's how she was the entire flight. We might say she had very little faith. The second person was a young teenager. He too had never been on a plane, but he was excited. He wanted to see everything, experience everything, and he couldn't sit still for the whole journey. He had some faith. The third person was a businessman who had traveled the whole world. He boarded the plane, took out his financial times, and sat and read for the whole flight. He had a lot of faith. Each person had a different measure of faith, but they all arrived at the same destination at the same time because they all put their faith in the same thing, the aeroplane. It doesn't matter what measure of faith you have. It matters only that you put that faith in the right thing. When we become unsure of everything else in life, faith remains sure. When we are dealing with a life full of uncertainties, faith remains certain. Isn't that amazing? Hebrews 13 says that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. No matter where we are or what we are doing, there is an everlasting constant in life, that is faith. And that faith is constant because the one in whom it is placed is always and forever the same. Are you struggling with the uncertainties of life these days? Has your hope for the future taken a knock in the current time? Then there's one everlasting constant in whom you can put your trust, a person and a faith that is sure and certain when everything else is not. God bless. Ta-ta for now.